My dad was a product of the Depression. He left home at a fairly early age looking for work during that period of time. And I had some relatives down in this area, and he moved down to the Richmond, Katy area for a while, and worked on various farms and things like that there. After a few more years, my dad decided he wanted to go out and farm on his own, and he tried to rent land for a few years, and then he came back, and nothing ever worked out quite right there. So he said, well, the only way I'm going to do this is I'm going to have to buy my own land. And some way or another, he managed to buy several sizable tracts of land, one right on the very outskirts of Katy here. That was our home farm, and that's where we lived.
Yeah.
He had absolutely nothing. Mother had absolutely nothing. They just started from nothing and built it up.
Growing up, or Carol, when you came as well, what was Katy like?
The one thing is that we only had Katy Elementary, Katy Junior High, and Katy High School, and there was a school in Attucks, and that is one of the, you can see the transformation from then until now.
And Katy was it was a farming community, and so it was a kind of a close-knit community, and everybody would get together and do things, and so we farmed that rice and until it started to be quite a few houses in town, and it was a little more difficult to use airplanes, which were critical for the rice raising rice, and so we started to think about other ideas on how to utilize the land. Around 2000, our family decided that it would be we wanted to see something developed out on the west side of Katy that would be beneficial to the city of Katy, and also to bring in other people, to bring in something that we could be proud of to help us establish. And so I organized a group of adjacent landowners to go together to create a development in that area. So there was a lot of things that had to occur. And at the same time, we were doing land planning, going through regulations with the city, and we wanted to be a part of the city of Katy, not just another development on the outskirts of town. And one of the problems that we ran into was all the development was on the south side of Interstate 10.
Yeah.
And very few people wanted to take the risk of starting a development on the north side of Interstate 10. And so we had to overcome that hurdle. Another problem was access. We really didn't have good access from Highway 90 to our property or to Interstate 10, which we knew a lot of the people would be working toward Houston. And so we had to overcome some of those hurdles. And over a period of about 10 years before we really got everything pulled together, and we found a developer that in Rise Communities that had a lot of experience.
It was important to the family that it was going to be a community that would enhance Katy.
It was quite amazing to watch the change as the developers began creating the community. I think it started in around 2014. They turned the flat prairie out here with virtually no trees on it. And we had planted trees early on in the process on the farm, so that we would have some nice oak trees that could be transplanted into the community.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to watch as the community grew, and those trees they moved probably some 50-year-old trees along the streets.
That's incredible.
I think we had planted some of those trees when they were small. I know they moved some from my brother's behind his house to that area, and it was amazing to watch all of that.
I would walk around, when I walked, I would pray over that land. And so there was a lot of and David spent time praying about it because it was something that was important we can't farm that land anymore because it's the residential area.
But a developer can only do so much. I mean, the rest of it has to be the people in the community.
Yeah.
I guess what I hope that can be taken away from Keene Island is that the people there, I hope they get the sense that, Katy has always been a close-knit community, and they need to be a part of that community of Katy. It's beneficial, and it makes everybody work together.
Mm-hmm.
You pull together when times are tough, just as we did here in town when the floods hit,
Yep.
when Harvey hit. It's just it's so important to have that camaraderie and have fun together and do things like of that nature.
It's community, and all of the churches in the community are thinking towards school, and I felt really good about the fact that Becca told the children that we would all be praying for them. And to me, that was just a reminder that, we're in community. And I'm reading about Paul and Scripture. He was devoted to Scripture, but he also, in all of the books he wrote, he talked about community. It was important then, it's important now, and it's always been important in Katy.
It's a matter of accepting the change that it was going to be inevitable out there. We enjoyed our farm life and all that, but at a point in time, change is coming, and you might as well just get on board with it and let's go forward and let's build something nice that will be enjoyable for everybody.
Yeah. Well, and you have a part to play in that change.
Right. Absolutely, and we enjoyed playing our part. It was an interesting project, a lot of challenges, but and we were able to get a lot of things accomplished with the group that we had